Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is Haunt You to the End of Volume 1 that collects the 5-issue series. It's an interesting horror comic. It's really intriguing. Written by Ryan Cady, art by Andrea Mutti, lettering by Frank Cvetkovic, edited by Elena Salcedo and Matt Hawkins. So the story is, it's the future. Climate disasters have ravaged the earth. Things are just looking horrible. Basically, it's, mankind has kind of adapted to it, but at the same time, things just aren't going well. So this eccentric billionaire basically decides, if things are going to end here, what do we have to look forward to? So he's obsessed and wants to find out what's after and kind of prove that there's some sort of afterlife. So he gets a group going to the most haunted place on Earth, where they're going to maybe find out that there's something else out there. And of course, things go very, very, very wrong. So Haunt You to the End. So it reminds me of, one, I'm going to start off. I'm not the, aficionado on horror stories. I've seen a lot, but, I'm not an expert on these things. So this kind of reminds me of, House on Haunted Hill a little bit, where there's just kind of this male violent, or whatever, male violent, whatever, force that's kind of, hunting people down and causing all sorts of problems. That kind of is the vibe I get from this. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just kind of, sometimes there's those horror stories you just don't want quite an explanation on, and you just go with the flow. Of course things go wrong. Of course there's some sort of horrible force that's going to, murder them. The question is who's going to die and how are they going to die and what the hell's going on. And it's interesting is that, I like it. I like the concept a lot. I think my issues with is that it's 5 issues. It should have been longer. It could easily have been 10 issues. Or 6 or 8 or whatever, and expanded upon some of its concepts. There's this I think a really amazing concept of this idea of, if the planet is going to crap and we're all going to wind up being extinct anyways, what are we living for? What's really the point? What do we have to look forward to? And I think that's actually a really interesting discussion. There's also stuff kind of thrown in there out of the blue about, people who caused it all and making them pay for it. So I think that's kind of interesting. The billionaire, I think, needs to be fleshed out a little bit, and some of the other characters fleshed out a little bit more. But it's intriguing. It's very House on Haunted Hill, where the characters are somewhat thin, and you just kind of go with them. They're more like archetypes than real in-depth characters. And it's really just more about the weirdness that's going on, and that's a lot of what this is. But there's a lot there, I think, theme-wise, that you can dig into and make debates about, but I wish the story maybe actually kind of talked about it itself and fleshed it all out. So it's intriguing. It's interesting. Overall, I'd be fascinated to see if more comes out and what else can be done with it. But there's something there. I'm just not quite sure, 100% sure exactly what's there. But it feels like there could have been more. But yeah, I mean it's interesting horror. To me, the draw of it is Andrea Mutti's art. I love Mutti's art. If you've read Maniac from New York or watched Reddit reviews, I praised it. The art is amazing for horror. There's something just really tense and scratchy and dirty about it. It really fits the genre really, really well. The other thing I think that I just wish, art-wise, the only negative is I wish it kind of fleshed out the climate issues a bit more. There's discussions of it, but we don't really see anything that kind of indicates it in the world, if that makes sense. The whole place just kind of looks creepy and old and all that, but there's nothing I think really drives home that this is a planet just ravaged. There is a lot of extras that I think is really cool. There's a cover gallery, and then we get scripts with sketches of pages and stuff like that. So I think that's all really, really neat. So overall, it's an interesting trade. It's an interesting story. If you like horror, and if you like House on Haunted Hill, I think it works kind of well like that. Check it out. It's interesting. If you want kind of it's not quite environmental horror, but it's kind of getting there. out in shops, so you can go get it. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, it'll tell the comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we get a small percentage. By doing that, you help support our site, so thank you. And I want to thank Top Cow Productions for hooking us up with this copy for review. We appreciate it, and of course, thank you all for watching. If you're into comics, if you're into graphic novels, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.